Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and my name is Muhammad Imran bin Saifuddin. This is our ethical, social and professional issues in ICT652 presentation. Our title is Analyzing the Impact of Cambridge Analytica's Data Breach on Malaysian Citizens. This is our group members. The first is me, Muhammad Imran bin Saifuddin, and then Abdul Shakir Imran bin Abdul Salim. And next, Muhammad Hazi Afnan bin Muhammad Madani. And the last one is Muhammad Akmal Haikal bin Azhar. For the introduction, we can show that the brief overview of Cambridge Analytica's data breach. In 2018, Cambridge Analytica, a political consulting firm, faced allegations of illicitly obtaining and exploiting private Facebook user data. And then, the firm harvested data from millions of users without their consent, leading to concerns about privacy breaches and ethical violations. Okay, and then importance of addressing social and ethical and professional issues in ICT. The Cambridge Analytica case highlights the critical need to address issues arising from the intersection of technology and society. For the social part, impact on individuals and communities, emphasizing the far-reaching consequences of data misuse. And then, for the ethical part, raises questions about the ethical consideration of data handling, privacy, and the responsible use of technology. And the last one, for the professional part, sheds light on the responsibilities of ICT professionals to ensure ethical practice in the development and use of technology.
Okay, and now I will go to the 3W, which is what, where, and who, which is an overall overview for the case study. So the first one is what. We will talk about privacy issues. The case discusses the implication of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where private Facebook user and Facebook user data was allegedly obtained illegally and utilized unethically. It emphasized that a mere apology from Facebook is insufficient and calls for clear answer, explanation, and corrective action. The focus is on the potential impact on Malaysian citizens, with question raised about the use of profile harvested from Malaysian and the involvement of Cambridge Analytica and its affiliates in Malaysian election. So we go to the where, which is in Malaysia. The case primarily focused on Malaysia, examining the action of Cambridge Analytica its parent company SCL Group and their affiliates within the Malaysian context. It mentioned the involvement of Azrin Zizal, who is SCL in Southeast Asia, as specifically referenced the Kedah state election. The article also touches upon the international implication of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, noting the suspension of CEO Alexander Nix and the loss of market value by Facebook. So the last one, which is who. As we know, the Cambridge Analytica and SCL Group. So the article questioned the activities of Cambridge Analytica, SCL Group, and their associated actors, particularly in Malaysia. It seeks clarity on whether personal information from Malaysian was used for campaigns that could have influenced election outcomes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Afnan and I will be talking about identified issues. So there are three main identified issues, which is unauthorized data access and use from Facebook, privacy breaches affecting Malaysian democratic processes, and suspected influence on voter behavior and election outcomes. So the central issue of the Cambridge Analytica scandal is the unauthorized access and use personal data from Facebook. This is potentially affecting the democratic process in Malaysia because, as we all know, in Malaysia we use a democratic process where everyone can vote freely. So the breach raises concern about privacy, consent, and integrity of election, as there is suspicion that this data may have been used to influence voter behavior and the outcome of elections. So, for instance, by using the unauthorized data access, voters can see things that they are not supposed to know. Let's say, for example, secrets or whatnot. So this type of things can affect the voters' behavior and by all means will affect the election outcomes.
Okay, now so we discuss about why it matters, because the scandal have the consequences, which is the data breach. The first one is the illegal data harvesting. Private Facebook user data potentially, including Malaysian, was illegally obtained by Cambridge Analytica, which is called "This Is Your Digital Life." The second one is unethical and illegal use. Cambridge Analytica and its affiliates are accused of allegedly utilizing the harvested data unethically and illegally. The article emphasized the need for more than just an apology from Facebook, urging clear answers and explanation about the nature of these activities. So there are impact on privacy and democracy. The first one is violation of privacy. The right to personal privacy, long-standing hallmark of democracy, is emphasized. The analogy from Prophet Muhammad account underscore the importance of not breaching the space, privacy and selfhood of individuals. The article stressed the need of rectify privacy infringing activities. The second one is democratic principles at stake. The article connects the breach of democratic principles, asserting that the right to personal privacy has been a core aspect of democracy for centuries, which is normal in Malaysia. It argues that the allegedly activities of Cambridge Analytica pose a threat to the democratic process, requiring through scrutiny and corrective action. Now, the last one is international ramifications. The loss of market value by Facebook and the suspension of Cambridge Analytica CEO Alexander Nix indicate international consequences. The sinister implication of unanswered questions contribute to a significant drop in market value, emphasizing the severity and global impact of the scandal.
Okay, so here is the ethical theories, code of ethics. So privacy as a fundamental right. The protection of personal data is an ethical duty. And then accountability and transparency. Responsible and transparent handling of personal data is a virtuous practice. Prevention of harm. Do no harm. The importance of preventing harm to individuals. And then rights of individuals in the digital age. Code of ethics for data protection. And the last one is global ethical standards. Here it advocates for Malaysia to adopt global standards in data protection, example in GDPR in Europe.
Okay, so for the solutions, there are a few solutions that we can implement. So the first one is strict data protection regulations. So the government should develop a comprehensive privacy law that defines and protects individual data rights by requiring explicit consent for data collection and severe penalties for violations. The second one is campaign transparency. Political parties and campaigns should disclose their data source, targeting strategies and use of personal data to the public to foster accountability. And then the third one is independent oversight bodies. The government should also establish a non-partisan committees to monitor the use of data in political campaigns and investigate the breaches to ensure compliance with electoral and data privacy laws. This oversight body will govern all the political campaigns or data related. And last but not least is public education on data privacy. The government should launch nationwide campaigns to educate citizens on the importance of data privacy, how to protect personal information, and the impact of data on democratic process. This could include workshops, informational materials, and school curriculums. And as they say, we should start from the bottom, and from the bottom, we should start with education.
Okay, in this slide is about case study relevance. So the ethical discussion is on informed consent and privacy. So here is the connection of that is the unauthorized harvesting of personal data from Facebook users for political profiling raises concerns about informed consent. Example like users did not explicitly consent to the data being used for such purposes, highlighting the ethical issue of transparency and consent in the digital age. Okay, the next one is data ownership and control. So the connection is the case underscores the debate on who owns and controls personal data. So as the example is users' data was used without their explicit permission. So we go next one is social and political impact. The connection is the manipulation of data for political campaign underscores the broader impact of technology on social and political landscape. The example is the case highlights how technology can be leveraged to influence elections, sparking ethical discussion about the societal implication of such manipulation. The last one is ethics of big data analytics. So the connection is the use of extensive data for profiling and targeting touches on the ethical considerations of big data analytics. The example is the scale and scope of data analytics in this case raise questions about the responsible use of big data and the potential consequences for individuals and society.
To conclude our presentation, the Cambridge Analytica case highlights the impact of unethical tech practice on society and ethics. And then, the addressing social, ethical, and professional issues in ICT is a collective responsibility. Next, our collaborative analysis emphasizes diverse perspectives and thorough research contributions. Moving forward, let's commit to ethical consideration, transparency, and accountability in technology. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you very much for lending us your ears.